And we are live here with Helen again. Hello, Helen. How are you today?
Hello, Zdenek. Hello, everyone. Uh, it was a little bit of a rush to get there on time, but it's other than that, it's okay.
You made it in the end, which is a good
Yeah,
phrase
I
to
made
use. You
it.
made it. Yeah. If, by the way, if my voice doesn't sound perfect today, if it's a bit breaking up, that's because I'm fasting today. It's not for religious reasons. I'm not religious. I just like from time to time to fast, which means I don't eat for about a day. The word fast can be an adjective, obviously. It's the opposite of slow, but it can also be used as a verb. If you fast, Helen, it means that you don't eat for a certain amount of time. Yeah,
I,
so
I will die without.
no, not really. No, no, no. Your body can take care of itself quite well. But what's your attitude to fasting? Have you tried it before?
Yeah. In fact, I've tried it a few times. Not recently. I've done it a few times for 3 days, and
Okay.
the longer I've fasted was 1 week.
The longest.
The longest.
Yeah. Hmm. 1 week.
Sounds incredible.
Say that again. You did
I've
not
done it.
eat. You did not eat for 1 week.
Sounds incredible.
No, I've done it for 3 days, but that's the most I was able to do, and then I just couldn't take it anymore.
I don't know if I could do it once again, but
Mm.
I've done it for 3 days, 2 or 3 times.
Wow. That I mean, I know like how beneficial it can be for you and for your body because the way it works is that or if you do it properly, obviously, it will restart your regeneration process in your body. That's why it's so good. But you need to know how, right? So and the length also matters. Obviously, the longer the better. Yeah, but you must not overdo it as well. Like you must know what you're doing.
Yeah, and surprisingly, the thing that uses the most energy in our body is not our muscles or anything. It's the digestive tract,
That's right.
all the digestion thing, and
Yep.
give it a rest can be beneficial.
Yep, that's right. The digestive system is the most demanding in terms of how much energy it uses up. I couldn't agree more, Helen. And
Mm.
that's why this helps so much to your body because it can focus on other things while it doesn't have to process while not having to process any food, right? And I'm trying today. The reason my voice is kind of breaking up is also because I'm not drinking either today, which is okay for a day. It's okay. Yeah, it's like it's called like a dry fasting or something like that. I don't know. I want to try. I've done it before. Like I survived, so I don't expect to die tonight, yeah, or overnight or anything like that. I think I'll be here to 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 bring you more live lessons and live videos and podcasts.
And that's a relief. That's a huge relief.
Well, I'm sure it will be even more relief when you see me alive next day because you would otherwise you would all of you that are here would blame yourselves for not talking me out of it. Anyway, we what a weird start to this live lesson, which, as we know, is done in an improvised manner. It's a method called Dogme, and we don't know where this is going to go. Is there anything in particular you would like to talk about today, Helen? Otherwise, I might have an idea.
Didn't come up with anything. I didn't come up with anything So I'll do with the ideas you've got.
Okay, well, it's pretty simple. Yeah? There's one website that I've used before as an English teacher. It's called breakingnewsenglish.com, and it's pretty cool. It's run by an English teacher who simply modifies news. You know, like breaking news you can find online. He modifies it. He changes the language so that it's doable. It's so that the learners can deal with it, and also divides it by different levels and creates extra exercises. And I'm just gonna pop this up on my screen, this website breakingnewsenglish.com, share my screen with everyone, and we're gonna go through the headlines. And that's all we can do. Yeah, so we won't be infringing any copyrights. We will just look at the headlines and see what we might talk about. You know, so it's all random. It's like a roll of a die, isn't it? Toss of a coin or something.
And as you know it, a die is the singular of dice.
It is, yes. It is.
Just to remind.
You are doing. Are you stealing my job, Helen? Are you stealing my job?
I wouldn't dare doing it. And I learned that from you anyway.
You seem to be stealing my job. Okay, so here we go. Can you guys see my screen or not? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
You can. So shall we assume that everyone excuse me?
I can follow on my computer, but
I know you can, but I need this to be visible by the viewers. So can you guys see this? Whoever is watching this live, can you see my screen? Thank you very much. So we have got the headlines here, Helen. Hero mother saves son from mountain lion attack. So this one seems to be about the animal kingdom. Then ABBA to release first new music in 39 years. So I assume
that's some news.
That's definitely interesting. Well, first of all, I didn't know they were not active for so long. That's a massive surprise to me. 39 years. Wow. How old are they now? How old are they? Are they still all alive? How old can they be? They must be over 60 or something, right? 70 maybe. The band members.
They sure are long-lasting.
Yeah.
Long-lasting success.
Oh, yeah. So what about the one about hero mother saves son from mountain lion attack? What about that?
A woman fought a mountain lion that was carrying away.
Mountain.
Mm-hmm. Lion that was carrying away a 5-year-old son.
Yeah, we don't have to read the whole article. I'm just like, we are just looking at the headlines here. So, and this is like the subtitle here, isn't it?
Yeah, I read it to get some inspiration because I don't really know what I can say about it.
Just to get a better idea. Well, I suppose this is about a human that fought off a lion, managed to fend off a lion's attack. Yeah, I suppose that's what it is about. So that one is about animals or nature, let's say. Now here's one about ABBA. We've got light pollution linked to insect loss. Or we could just spend some time talking about each of them. How about that? Would you be up for that?
If you have some questions to ask me.
Yeah, of course. Well, to be honest, like we can always come up with something. So hero mother saves son from mountain lion attack. Wow. So first of all, what's a mountain lion? Or is it an attack in the mountains? Did this happen in the mountains, or is it a kind of lion?
Saves son from.
I think it must be. It must have happened in the mountains, judged by the or based on the background photo there, right?
It could be both. Obviously, it happened in the mountains, and supposedly it's something like it exists something like mountain lion, but I'm not an expert. I cannot tell you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop sharing my notes because I think I'm gonna be distracting everyone with my notes here. So I'm gonna stop sharing. But everyone, if you want, you can just head over to breakingnewsenglish.com and just follow us as we speak about this. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop sharing now. But we are talking about the homepage there. Yeah. So I guess when you are faced such danger, you bring the best out of yourself as a human being, don't you? What do you think, Helen?
Yeah, the body receives a surge of adrenaline,
Okay. Yeah.
and you're in fighting mode, and things that would be impossible in normal times becomes just come to you naturally.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to do some uncanny and incredible things, such as strength, unusual strength,
Yep.
and don't thinking. It's like the brain shuts down, and you this mother probably only had in mind to save her son.
Yeah.
She,
Yeah, that's right. I mean, one thing is that it's an instinct, isn't it, that you protect your children, I guess, right? I think
it is.
all animals have it to some extent. For example, I was always warned as a runner, as you know, in the last live lesson, I talked to Martin about running, and there have been some people warning me about running here in the wilderness. It's not much of wilderness really. It's just the fields and forest, like a little wood we have here. But I've been warned by a few people to beware of boars, you know, because when it comes to the female boar, if you face a female boar that has got babies nearby, then it can get very aggressive, and apparently it's impossible to escape it. So I was I was always wondering when I'm going to encounter a boar on my run, and hasn't happened yet. Apparently, there is no way to escape it. So I don't know.
I was told they are running straight, and you better not be on the way. You better not.
I guess I can stray off the path if I have to. I don't mind. I can run wherever, right? To be honest, if it saved my life, I would even jump into a lake or something. I wouldn't mind, or climb a tree if I had to. But the question is, can a boar climb a tree?
The question is, can you do it fast enough?
Yeah, that's an excellent question.
So don't disturb females, Paul, please.
Yeah, exactly. But a lion, to fight off a lion, that sounds like. I always thought lions are predators that we should avoid. Like I've only seen a lion in a zoo, and in this climate that I live in, which is Europe, we don't really have lions here, right? So, but I was always from the movies and TV shows that I've seen. I was always under the impression that lions are quite dangerous to humans.
Mm, no, I'm not so sure. Of course, it's a bad idea to go bug them, but as far as I know, they only chase for when they're hungry, when they need
Yeah.
to eat, and
Can you tell when they are hungry, by the way? Can you tell?
um, no, personally,
Can you
I'm
can you
sorry,
predict it? Can you predict it?
I can't. But
Yeah.
I've read that you can see lions and gazelles being in peace side to side, just
Okay.
because it's not dinner time.
Well, look at me. I'm not eating at all today, right? I'm not eating anything. And look at you. You are a vegan. You don't even eat meat. So, I mean,
And I'm
there,
still
there,
alive.
yeah, you're still alive, and I am alive as well for now. But the real question is, can lions go vegan, or can they fast? I I wouldn't be so sure about that.
I think they never ask themselves those kind of questions.
Well, how do you know that?
Oh, because only we humans can torture ourselves or poor brains
Right.
with sometimes useful questions, and most of the times
Le-
uh, with
Less
just
useful questions. Yeah.
yeah, let's put it that way.
Less useful questions. By the way, if any of you have any questions regarding this live lesson, obviously you can ask in the super chat, which I have recently learned that's what it is called, by the way. A super chat is a chat that can be used during the live event or the live video, whereas the regular chat is the one that shows up once the live video finishes. So hopefully this distinction is clear. And if you want to get involved in the super chat, by all means, it's all there for you waiting. All right. And if we notice it, we will obviously respond. For example, Adam says, and I can show it like this as well. Adam says, I do love big wild cats. Yeah. So that's one comment. And then there's another one from Hard Earned Skills, who happens to be Irena. But boars will try to avoid you, so you can just make a lot of noise and they will step out of the way. Huh. Should I start screaming then or something? What would you do? What would you do, Helen, if you were attacked by a boar, or if a boar stood in your way suddenly?
I don't know, but if I if ever I went running in some forest inhabited with boars, I will take some saucepan and and a rock to make some to be sure to be able to make some noise.
You would take what? Sorry?
A saucepan,
Saucepan. And?
maybe a wooden
Ah,
spoon or a rock or something to be sure. Or
wooden spoon.
maybe
Okay.
maybe it will be simpler to just take with you a whistle. It's
Yeah.
very useful when you go
A
hiking. A
whistle, yeah.
whistle.
That is the first thing I think about when I go running. Let's take a whistle. Or if you are good at whistling with your fingers, which I'm not, then
And I'm
some people can do it.
totally
But
useless. I'm
I
totally
could never do
useless
it
at this.
ever. I could never ever do this in my life. I don't know how some people are able to whistle using their fingers. It's quite impressive, actually. What if a lion stood in your way, Helen? What if you had to face a lion? How would that encounter end up?
Not well.
Not well for the lion or for Helen?
I
Who would
guess for me.
you
I,
guess?
I,
You guess, but you're not sure.
I guess I'm the one who would be at risk in
Okay.
this situation.
All right. Well, please don't go outside then, because we want to record more live lessons with you, obviously. So it would be a shame if a lion got the better of you.
There's not many lion where I live, so I think you can sleep safe and sound. Nothing
Okay.
will happen to you,
Yeah,
and to me as well.
all right. We've got another tip here. Nina says that she would try to sing, and once they hear her, they would just run off. I mean, are you suggesting, Nina, that you are terrible at singing? Is that what you are saying, or would your singing be loud or weird? You know what I've heard, for example, sometimes, you know how you can meet like strangers that are weird and that might hurt you or something. Apparently, the best thing you can do is to act weird. That's the best thing to do. If you act scared, it doesn't help. If you try to run away, they might chase you. But if you act weird, as in like you act as if you are a lunatic or crazy person, they don't like that. That's what I heard.
I think you haven't heard that. It is more likely to me that you've read that in a card of your irrational game. So it sounds more probable to me.
I don't know.
Which is a wonderful game, by the way.
It is possible, Helen. It is possible. All right. So the next headline we have here is about ABBA. So what is ABBA, Helen?
Never heard of them.
Don't lie to us. Don't lie to us, Helen.
I don't know in which year they formed.
Well, it was more than 39 years ago, for sure.
I know they got known with the song Waterloo at the Eurovision.
Who are they, first of all?
Well, they are, which nationality are this?
No, who are they?
It's obviously a music band. Who are they? I can't tell a lot about ABBA.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to hear. They are a band. They are a band.
Yeah, a music band.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm going to ask you an interesting question. Would you say it's correct to say ABBA is a band, or is it more appropriate to say ABBA are a band?
I would say is.
Why?
ABBA is the cover-up name. For me, it's a singular. Even if there are four in the band, they form just only one band. And ABBA is the name of this one particular band. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I would approach it.
All right. Well, if you guys want to hear more on this topic, then you will have to stay with us till the end of this video, because I'm going to tell you more about this later on. This is my...
And only then I will know if I will right or wrong.
This is my way.
Thank you for the suspense.
You also have to wait, Helen, unfortunately. You also have to be here. But you are in the lesson, so why wouldn't you? And this is my way of trying to keep a suspense and trying to keep my audience on their toes. Yeah?
You could be more mean than that and say the answer in the next episode, in the next live lesson.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Would be a bit meaner.
But that's going a bit too far, isn't it?
Probably.
I think we would be going a bit too far with that. Anyway, ABBA is or are a band. I want to talk about this later. And apparently, they are about to release a new an album or something. First new music. What do they mean by that? We haven't read the article, but it could be an album. It could be just a song, right? Yeah, it's.
And we release new songs.
It says songs. So
So it's most likely an album.
It's most likely an album. Yeah, a few songs can make up an album, right? How many songs do you need for an album, in your opinion, Helen?
It varies a lot from one artist to another. It varies on the length of the songs as well.
Yeah.
But nowadays, all commercial music are more or less 3 minutes long. 3 minutes long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think the standard numbers of tracks in an album should be around 7, 8.
Yeah, it could also be more, right? But the
Could be,
point
of
is,
course.
I think it's individual, to be honest. I think it could be anything, right? Pretty much. But it should be a few tunes, I suppose, not just one, right? Not just
How
one.
many is a few?
Well, several. um. Okay, so that's that, and it's surprising that they. So does that mean that they did not produce anything for 39 years, and then suddenly, I wonder how old they are. That isn't it a bit too late for them now to do this? Why are they even doing this after 39 years?
Because of fan pressures, fan pressure.
So
Most
you
likely.
are you saying to me that there was no fan pressure for about 39 years, and then suddenly they gave in to the pressure?
Maybe because after 39 years, the pressure became too strong. I have no idea, in fact.
It's just a bit strange, isn't it? And what do you think about these comebacks, Helen? Do you think they work out for the bands or not? Or do you think this is mostly ridiculous and they shouldn't do that because it? Do you think it may taint their legacy as well? Could that tarnish their legacy? You know what legacy is?
Not exactly, but about tarnishing, I can guess.
Um,
Can it make them more harm than good?
it's like their reputation, let's say, over the years, right? Could
yeah.
it taint their legacy? Could it tarnish? Could it? This means they have got some kind of reputation because of what they have achieved, and they made history as well, right? And they went down in history in a certain way, and now they're coming back, and who knows what the quality will be like, and it might potentially sort of make them look worse in the public's eyes, right? Something like that. It's just my, it's just a thought. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but
I think it's always a risk, but it's something they decided to try. You cannot live forever on your past success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Rod says that maybe they have gone bankrupt and need a comeback. And Nina just expresses her thought in 3 emojis, or maybe symbols, dollar symbols, which means maybe they are doing it for money. And Adam says that they are as old as hills. All right. Okay, well, who knows? Only time will show what will happen. Now, what about light pollution linked to insect loss? I think this is a pretty interesting headline, if you ask me. light pollution linked to insect loss. So how do you understand this, Helen? How would you interpret this headline?
Yeah, I don't. I know that light pollution impacts a lot wildlife in many ways, and for a simple reason, at night, it's supposed to be night. I'm just stressing out the obvious.
Mhm.
It disturbs the is this an English word? Circadian cycle?
Cycle, yeah, cycle.
Circadian. Is this an English word?
No, I've never heard it before. I know the word circle.
It's not about.
Try to Helen. Don't get hung up on one word. Yeah, if you're not sure about it, but try to express it in a different way.
Basically, you don't know where it's daylight, when it's night, when you're supposed to get some rest. Personally, I can sleep if there is light in the room.
Okay. Are you talking about what are you talking about? So are you talking about like our habits, sort of like how humans are sort of programmed? And and
it's all cycles, or it's
cycle, yeah, it's like a
biological,
yeah, something like that, biological cycle. And your body is once it gets dark, it sort of prepares itself for the sleep or something like that, right? But there are some automatisms in your body, basically. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. That's.
I think that's I think that's
what
true.
I meant.
I think that's true. Yeah.
And I don't really know how it impacts specifically insects. The insects suffered a lot in the last decades, especially with pollution, with not pollution, with insecticide. What we is sprayed on crops,
and pesticides as well. Yeah.
Pesticide.
Mm-hmm.
And I do remember when I was younger, in the garden there were all kind of butterflies, or all kind of them, all size, all colors. It was wonderful, and very quickly, just from one year to another, it all disappeared. And when we saw just one very very common white butterfly, it was extraordinary.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that happened gradually. It was very sudden.
Yeah. And then what's the expression when you have got a species, yeah, and it's completely eradicated and you no longer have it? There's an expression for it in English.
They go extinct. They go extinct.
You can say a lot of species have gone extinct. Yeah, a lot of animal species have gone extinct. Okay. Yeah.
And can you imagine? I don't have an idea of how many, but it is said that a lot of species disappear, get extinct even before they get discovered.
Really?
Can you imagine that?
Really?
I think I've read something about.
What do you mean? Can you explain?
For example, the Amazon forest, there are so many species, and we have discovered and put in books and studied only a small fraction of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I don't know how they came up with the numbers to know how many disappear before they get discovered. But it's, for me, it's very much likely.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it's sad, but it's very, very likely.
I'm not surprised. And also, like you heard these news now. You heard this news now that how the icebergs are melting, right? The
Yeah.
icebergs are melting because of global warming, and they, as the icebergs are melting, they reveal all sorts of interesting stuff that like all sorts of interesting creatures and bacteria and plants that have long been extinct, but they got preserved in the ice because they were frozen, right? And I think that's also very interesting, but also dangerous, obviously.
Scaring, I would say as well.
What is it?
Scaring, very scary.
Scary, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because yeah, we can all species can be we can have access to all species that we haven't got access to before. But as you said, there are all kinds of unknown bacteria and species that can carry some kind of disease or whatever,
Yeah.
that potentially can be harmful to humans.
Very nice word, harmful. Harmful. What does it mean if something is harmful, Helen?
Something that can make do some harm. So do can
Okay.
yeah. I know. I won't steal your job. You see,
Yeah.
I'm a very so something that can do something wrong to you, that can hurt you
Yeah,
in
that's
some
right.
way.
Something that, yeah, something is harmful. It can hurt you. It can put you in danger. Put your health at risk, or something like that.
Mm.
Okay, Helen. I think we have dealt with these three headlines. To be honest, like whenever I get this, I get this writer's block. Whenever I do a live lesson and I don't know what to talk about, I think this is a good approach. All you need to do is just look at these headlines, and we have got then suddenly so much stuff to talk about, right? No.
Yeah. It seems so.
I thought you froze. I thought you froze like those animals now for a second. I thought you froze in the iceberg. No,
Luckily, it's not my
luckily.
computer. It's not my computer who froze. No, my tablet or anything.
Okay.
Could you imagine the disaster?
Well, I can imagine anything when it comes to you, Helen. So yeah. Adam comes up with this word detrimental, which is another word for harmful, basically. Yeah, so it's a synonym. I'm just looking at some interesting comments here. Nina says, I've read that the problem can be solved by decreasing the strength of a light and changing the color of the light. I guess it's possible. For example, I am using a light here for recording these videos. And this is too ambitious. I'm trying to pull it out and show it to you on camera. Okay, I've got this light here, yeah. And Nina says that you could change the color of the light, yeah, because I think it just has a different kind of effect on the animals. So basically, I can do the same here. Look.
Wonderful.
I can also change the intensity of the light. This is the brightest. So let's do a bit of disco here, yeah, shall we? Anyway,
just can I make a quick add-on?
Yeah.
About stars, gazing at stars at night. it is said you cannot have a light because your eyes have to get used to the darkness.
Mhm.
But if you do need some light, you can safely use red light, and it won't
Right.
affect your eyes, your vision, and you can still be able to watch to look at stars properly.
Mhm. Well, that is interesting for sure. Um, okay, we've got so many interesting comments here. I'm sorry, I can't show it all because we now have to move on to looking at the language a little bit. We have to analyze the language because this is what I always do here, to pick out some mistakes and um, look at some good use of the language as well. Um, Obviously, with Helen, there is loads of that. So I'm gonna share my screen. Just 1 second. Here we go. So fast. So as I said, it can also be a verb to fast. For example, as we know, Helen, um, there is 1 month for Muslims that they always fast, right? That's Ramadan, right? That's called Ramadan.
Yeah, it's called Ramadan. Yeah,
Yeah,
the they
it
fast from dawn to dusk. If I'm
from
getting it right,
from
from
dawn.
dawn
Yeah,
to dusk.
dawn
Dawn,
pronunciation.
dawn,
Dawn.
dawn to
No,
dusk.
no. Down is ow. Yeah, it's like loud down. Ow sound. Ow sound. But dawn, it's like
Dawn,
ball or call. Yeah, dawn.
dawn. Is it okay?
Call. It's long
Dawn,
o. Yeah,
dawn to dusk.
this one is long o. Okay, and this one is ow, like this. Okay,
So down, getting down, and dawn,
no, dawn,
dawn,
not dawn,
dawn,
but dawn. Yeah.
dawn, dawn,
No, actually, the W is silent.
dawn,
Dawn. Yeah,
dawn, dawn,
dawn. It's like lawn.
lawn,
Well, it's the same thing.
dawn,
Or
lawn.
pawn. There are more words which have silent W. I think it's the combination of W N. Dawn, pawn. Is there more? I'm sure there's more. I can't think of anything else. Anyway,
Crown,
crown. No, that's different.
crown.
That's different. It's like
Oh,
down, crown. Yeah, but this is important. So it's possible that in certain languages we don't have certain sounds. Yeah, and then it becomes problematic because if you don't have one of these two sounds in your language, the way you say it is very similar to a different word. So when you said down, it sounds like up and down, right? But this is dawn,
dawn,
lawn, pawn,
dawn, lawn, pawn,
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 lawn, oh.
lawn,
Uh-huh.
lawn, dawn.
Yeah. Okay. The thing that uses the most energy. Okay. So I was thinking about this, and I think here I would go for the phrasal verb use up instead. Yeah. Because in my opinion, there is a difference between use and use up. Yeah. Obviously, use, it's like how do you explain this word?
Like to use a device,
You
and
use a
obviously it
device,
doesn't
yeah.
fit.
You I'm gonna Google it because how do you sometimes with these easy words it's difficult to define them, yeah, because they are so to put something such a tool, skill, or building to a particular purpose, right? So you put something to a purpose, so that's to use. But I think to
Eh,
use up means to consume. I think. Yeah. I'm checking it
yeah.
now. I'm checking it now in a dictionary. To finish a
Uh,
supply of something. Yeah. Yeah. So if you use up energy, you can use up all your milk. You can the Earth's resources are being used up at an alarming rate. Yeah. So I would go
it's
for
like
use.
consume.
I would go for use up here. Okay.
Maybe drain will fit as well. Drain,
Um,
so or maybe not that well.
no, it's similar, isn't it? The thing that drains the most energy, well, but it wouldn't fit. I think it wouldn't. I think the question is it transitive verb or not? I think you have to drain something, right? Mm, I'm not sure about this one. I'm not sure. Um, so I think something drains something, right?
Yeah.
But it's similar to this. I guess it could be a synonym. I guess it could be a synonym. But the problem is these are not always 100%. These are not what we call exact synonyms. Yeah. So while in a dictionary of synonyms, like in thesauruses, you might find them as synonyms. That doesn't mean you can always um, replace one with the other. That's the problem. You know.
Most of the time you cannot replace them. Most of the time there's a slight difference in meaning,
Yeah.
and
There's a little nuance or
mm,
something like that. Okay, let's move
yeah,
on.
I agree.
Okay, very well then. Helen, this is a bit of a problem. It's a pronunciation.
Mountain, mountain.
No. So the problem
No,
is, I will tell you what the problem is, and you're not the first student that has this issue. I have come across this many times before. Yeah. So don't feel bad. The problem is because we have got a word maintain as well. Yeah. Maintain. And another one like retain and attain. There are a lot of words which end with tain and are pronounced as tain, right? Even if you look at something like complain, right? So you have a combination of. I think I misspelled it. Um, you have a combination of certain certain letters in English, and then they tend to be pronounced in a certain way. So you have AIN tends to be pronounced as ain, right? And that's the issue because then your brain logically assumes that that first word is going to be pronounced in the same way, but sometimes English is illogical as a language, unfortunately. So mountain, mountain,
mountain, mountain,
mountain,
mountain,
mountain, there's
in
mountain,
tin, mountain,
mountain.
mountain.
Yeah. I'm gonna share the phonetic transcription with everyone now. Yeah. So it's like this. Look, mountain. You see, there's tin. You see? Can you see it? I'll
Uh,
make it bigger. I'll make it bigger. There you go. Yeah. Here.
mountain,
Yeah.
mountain,
Mountain. You see?
mountain,
And then plural is mountains, obviously. But
mount,
this one has maintain, ain, right? There's ain at the end. You see? So again, it's a different vowel sound. E and A. You see? So that's the issue.
maintain,
Mountain.
mountain,
That's it.
main,
Mountain. Tin, like tin.
mountain,
That's it. Mountain. Yeah,
mountain.
good. Then you were also, there is also a good phrase that you came up with. I think that's when you were talking about what happens to your body when you are exposed to some kind of danger, and you said that there is this, yeah, which I think is a brilliant phrase. However, how do you pronounce this word, Helen? This first word?
I pronounce it surge.
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. Surge. Surge. Yeah, that's it. So no problem there. Um, I wrote this down because I like it as a word. Supposedly, I unfortunately I didn't manage to write the whole thing down, but I don't think you can remember in what sort of context you use this word. Can you? It doesn't matter.
Uh,
We can come up with
suppose
some.
supposedly it exists. It was in the mountains, and it exists. So some things such as mountain lions.
Yeah. So supposedly means we can suppose. So it means it is possible, right?
Mm.
Uh, or it's something that is believed, but we might not have a proof for that. It's like a theoretically almost, right? Um, it's used to show that you do not believe that something you have been told is true. What? Is used to show that you do not believe that something you have been told is true. That's not necessarily true. I don't agree with this definition. Uh, aha. Aha, because sometimes it's used like in a sort of almost sarcastic way as well. Yeah. So I guess it has two meanings. And the first one is the one that the main meaning is the one that they should have put as the first one. Anyway, supposedly, according to what someone told you, according to what is believed by many people to be true. So it's not necessarily a fact. Supposedly, yeah. The tickets
Yeah.
are supposedly in the mail. I've been down to the south of England where supposedly King Arthur's castle was. And then there is the second meaning, which is used to show that you do not believe that something you have been told is true. So I think you need to have a specific intonation as well. So you could say something like, um, supposedly, it's like I want to come up with a good example. Supposedly, a lot of people are watching this stream. um, I don't think I've given a good example, but it means like allegedly, almost allegedly. Like I'm not explaining myself very well. More examples. Supposedly, she never spoke to him again. Huh. The letter was from her supposedly loving father. Yeah, that's a good one. So supposedly loving father. So you don't really believe that her father loved
No,
her. Her father loved her. Allegedly, it's like people say that, but I don't really believe that. You know?
I think it's stronger than that. It almost means I wasn't at all.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's why this is a
mhm.
nice word which can have two meanings, really. Supposedly, as someone else says, but also you kind of don't believe it when you say it like that, like allegedly. Yeah, it really depends on the context.
As always.
Yeah, absolutely. So you are about to do uncanny and incredible things. So I'm interested in this word uncanny. Yeah. So what does it mean, Helen? Uncanny.
Uncanny, it's kind of synonym of strange, unusual.
Mm. Difficult, possibly. Yeah. Okay. I like
Yeah.
this word. It's an adjective, obviously. I like it. Um, how would you pronounce this? How would you pronounce this whole question again?
Can you do it fast enough?
Can you do it fast enough? I just think you should. Yeah, the little problem I have with this, Helene, right?
Yeah.
You didn't let me down. You read it exactly in the same way as before. Uh, I feel like you have to put more. You also have to put emphasis on fast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Obviously, it's the most important
yeah. I think enough
part
is.
of the sentence.
No, I agree. Enough is also stress. So this is what we are talking here about is what we call sentence stress. Yeah. So when you have a sentence or a question, certain words are stressed more than other words, and it may sound weird to, let's say, to a native speaker if you talk to them and you're giving emphasis to the wrong words. It may sometimes sound weird to them, and they might not understand what you are saying because of the way you stress certain words. And this is not the same as stress on syllables, guys. This is a different kind of stress. So here, if you look at these words, the three most important words are do, fast, and enough. Can you? It's like you can say it very fast. Can you? Can you do it? You have to say do. You have to give it more emphasis because it's the main verb. Can you do it fast enough? Can you do it fast enough? And I feel like fast has more stress than enough. And the way you're pronouncing it sounds as if enough was more important than fast. But I don't know. I would say they are both stressed, but don't forget to stress fast as well. You want to try again?
Right. Can you do it fast enough?
I think that sounds much better. Yeah. Perfect. So I'm just gonna make a note here. Sentence stress. Okay. This one should not be purple. It's not a pronunciation thing. I feel like there is a grammar problem here. So can you look at this sentence and try to correct yourself, Helene?
If I were to run, it's hypothetical. I don't run.
Yeah, I think you said this. I think you said this.
I would.
Yeah,
I would.
I think it must be I would, but I feel if I remember correctly, I think you said I will, but I may also be wrong about this. We need to go back and watch it again. We'll need to do that later.
It's very much likely I said will.
Yeah, so it has to be hypothetical, so second conditional. So it should be would here, not will. Yeah. But as I said, I apologize if this is wrong. By the way, if you have made it this far, then consider yourself lucky because finally we can take a look at this. Yeah. So what we are looking at here is what's called collective nouns. Collective nouns are words like band, team, government, staff, and more. Yeah. And these words can be followed by a verb in singular or plural form, and it depends on what you're trying to say. If you are just looking at the noun as in it's a unit, it's just one unit, then you can say is. So you could say ABBA is a band because you mean it's like a unit. But if you are talking about the particular members of the group, then you would say are. So for example, if we look back at that headline, they said ABBA to refuse first music album in 39 years. The pop group ABBA are making a comeback. So here in the subtitle, they are saying the pop group ABBA are making a comeback. So even though it's just it's one group, yeah, it's one band, they still use are because they are referring to its individual members, because it's obvious that the band has got several group members or band members.
And I should have noticed that. I'm blind. My bad.
But I'm not saying it was wrong, Helen, even. I'm not saying it was wrong. I only asked you if you know the difference. If I think it was correct the way you used it, because you were talking about the band. You were talking about the band as in a unit. Because I asked you, what is ABBA? Yeah, what is ABBA? And you said it is a band. I wouldn't say. If you ask me what is ABBA, I think it's correct to answer ABBA is a band, not ABBA are a band. I guess. I guess it really depends. If you are trying to say that um, that if you are sort of like classifying, if you're classifying, yeah, what's this? This is that, and this is this. Yeah, what's I'm not sure if I'm okay. Let's say if you had the words Arsenal, ABBA, and one more weird word, Arsenal, ABBA, and Taliban. You have three words: Arsenal, ABBA, and Taliban. Yeah, and you have got some kind of an exercise where you have to explain what each of them is. Then I feel like you could say is. ABBA is a band. Taliban is well, we think it's a terrorist organization in Afghanistan, and then the last one was Arsenal is a football team, a football club. But when you talk about these words in its own context, then you would say Arsenal are not playing very well right now, yeah, or you could say Taliban are preparing another attack, or you could say Taliban took. Well, that doesn't help us. Taliban took over Afghanistan, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's a little bit like if we had ABBA's members are, but you don't say it. But
Yeah, you don't say the word members. Yeah, exactly.
You suppose it.
Exactly. For example, you could say our staff are happy right now. Yeah, and you mean the particular members of your staff. Okay. So I hope this makes sense. This is my way of keeping my audience on their toes. So I just wanted to point out this wonderful idiom to keep someone on their toes. So you're just to make someone stay alert, let's say, to make someone pay attention, and yeah, I feel like you mispronounced the word this word. How do you do you know how to pronounce it?
I would pronounce it varies.
No, very.
Yeah. Very.
A. There's an A
varies.
sound.
It varies.
A. So very. Yeah. It varies. So it's not very. It's not very. But very. It varies.
Varies.
Yeah. And also, I'm not sure we would say on. I think you should say in. I think it's in, to vary in the length. Yeah, I'm looking at some examples here, and it should be in. Yeah. Application forms vary greatly in layout and length. Definitely in. Yeah, not on. The preposition.
If I had used the verb to depend, it would have been would have been on.
Yeah, depend is used with on, but vary, I think, in. Yeah. For example, these videos vary. They vary in quality. So one week I record a good video, another week it's not so good. Yeah. So it's like the quality is different. It varies, right? But it varies in something, not on something.
Yeah. I haven't noticed that, but if you say so.
Yeah. I've just checked it. Yeah. So legacy, it was a word that we have learned. Tarnish somebody's legacy or taint somebody's legacy. We've already explained this, yeah. So yeah. I think we are running a bit late with this. It's getting a bit late, so we need to wrap it up soon. I don't really know how do you pronounce this one?
How?
Yeah. Sometimes because you are a French speaker, Helene. Occasionally
no, never.
Never happens to you, yeah. Occasionally you don't pronounce the H, yeah. Okay, you know it. Um, it impacts specifically insects. I guess the word specifically could be here or there. I think it's quite flexible here. It's specific. I would say how it specifically impacts insects. I think sounds a little bit better here. How it impacts specifically insects. It depends. It could be that as well. I think depends what you want to emphasize. It specifically impacts insects. It impacts specifically insects. Yeah, it sounds like both could be all right. Also, I could put it at the end. It impacts insects specifically. I mean, I would put it here, but I guess it's okay after impacts. A good word to learn is insecticide, which Helen used, and I added pesticide. So the definition is it's a chemical substance made and used for killing insects, especially those that eat plants. Yeah. And then you said this, Helen. And there are a few problems here. Do you want to comment on this, Helen? Have a look.
When I was young, there was all kind of all kind of butter.
The problem is when you use the word all, yeah, you cannot really have, yeah, because after all you need a plural. You need a plural plural noun.
All kinds.
Yeah, exactly.
Of butterflies.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna be correcting this, but I'm not gonna be writing the corrections down, but we're just gonna correct it. So all kinds of butterflies, and then there's one more little thing that I would change here.
They all disappeared. Almost
then
all.
Should you have it? Should you have
it?
it?
Should use plural.
Well, you should replace the pronoun. It's a different pronoun because you are referring to kinds of butterflies. So not it, but they. Right? They all disappeared. So this is about the reference. So if this is plural, then and you are referring back to it, it has to be the same. It also has to be plural. So they all disappeared. Yeah. So you can imagine saying this again, and then these butterflies disappeared, right? But instead of these butterflies, in order to be more economical with the language, you would say they disappeared.
It just sounds almost all disappeared.
Yeah, it just sounds better. A lot of animal species have gone extinct. So this was something we taught you with Alan. So to go extinct, which is a very, very nice collocation and expression, actually. Animal species, a very interesting word as well. So it's like different kinds of animals, distinct kinds of animals. This is something you said, Helen. I don't know where it came from. But what's wrong with this? Does this word even exist, Helen?
Something can be scary.
Yeah.
It's there's the verb to scare, so I guess you can put it in the gerund form.
You can make an ing form from the word scary, but only when you are using it as a verb. For example, you are scaring me, right?
Yeah.
But that's not this case. This is because we have the word very, so it's used as an adjective here. So you say it's like boring. Boring is also an adjective, right? Like you can say this lesson is so boring, Zdenek. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I'm doing my best. It's Helen's fault. I blame Helen. But the point is, the word boring is used as an adjective, right? But here we have an adjective as well. But the adjective to scare someone is not scaring. But what is it, Helen?
Scary?
Yeah, scary. Yeah, but maybe you got confused because we have frightened, to frighten someone, and the adjective is frightening, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Probably.
or horrify, or
Most likely.
horrifying as well. But scary is not scaring. Yeah, but someone might be scaring someone.
Okay.
All right. Now this word is plural or singular?
Should be I guess there's a trap.
Yeah. It is tricky. Yeah.
A bacteria, and bacteria is plural.
It's really weird, but the singular is actually bacterium. Bacterium. Yeah. This is what we call a foreign plural. A foreign plural. It's like medium, media. Yeah. A medium and social media, for example. Bacteria. It's interesting because often we use this just in plural. You know,
it comes directly from Latin.
it is Latin. Yeah, you're right. And the singular is bacterium, basically, but mostly people use it in plural.
It's very uncommon to see only one bacterium anywhere.
Exactly. That's why it's probably the reason we say bacteria. But it's important to know that this is plural. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Harmful is the same as detrimental. And the last point I have here is alight and light. Should we say alight or should we say light? So there is a lot of.
Depends on the context.
So would I say there is not a light in my room, or should I say there is not light in my room, or what sounds better?
Light. A light bulb. If there is a light bulb turned on my room, I cannot sleep. If there is light in my room, I cannot sleep.
So if you were saying a light, then you are referring to a particular, let's say, thing that produces the light, right? So it could be the light that I use for YouTube. I don't know if what it's called. Like, let's call it a YouTube light, and then it's a light. I can refer to it as a light, right? This is my light, a light. Or there might be a light on my ceiling, a light. Yeah. So you could say I've got about 5 lights in this room. Yeah. So then if you mean like a specific device or something that has a bulb, as you said, then that's fine. But if you mean it instead of like darkness, right? Or when there is no light in the room, I need some light, then it's uncountable. Yeah. There's no light here. Okay, I think that will be it. So sorry everyone, it was a bit longer than usual today. I'm glad that Nina says the lesson is not boring. I'm super glad. We also have got Jörg here who says I'm a bit excited. Not sure what the I'm not sure what the context was, but it's good to have you here.
You enjoyed the lesson.
I guess.
Suppose.
Well, when he says I'm a bit excited, that sounds a bit negative, but he also says there is no light in my head. I guess that's a mitigating circumstance that he might not be so excited about the lesson then, because there is no light in his head. But anyway, it's it's good to have you all here, guys. Thank you for watching this live. And if you're not watching this live, thank you anyway, because you're probably just watching it after it went live. So when it was no longer live, which is totally fine. And sometimes when I watch live YouTube videos, I watch it with a delay. Yeah. So for example, I come like 5 minutes late, and I don't want to miss the beginning. So I even though it's live, I can go back 5 minutes and watch it from the beginning. So I have got like a 5-minute delay, which is weird because people are leaving comments, and it refers to something that is like about something that is 5 minutes later, if you know what I mean. That is happening 5 minutes later. Are you still there, Helene?
Yeah, I'm still there, and I agree with you. It can be create some kind of delay, and it's a bit weird. You don't really know what the comment refer to, and
Yeah, exactly.
it's kind of disturbing.
Exactly. Well, I need to be more disciplined when it comes to the length of the lessons, because I want to keep them maximum 60 minutes. But as you know, sometimes I have problems with discipline. So sorry, everyone. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps. Press that like button, smash that like button. It makes a huge difference. It helps the algorithm, whatever it is, whatever the algorithm is, it really helps it. I heard that somewhere. And yeah. Cheers. And Helen, thanks for attending the class. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something new.
Yeah, of course I don't.
I hope.
Thank you, Zdenek, for the lesson.
You're very
thank you
welcome.
all for the comment. So, yeah,
you're very welcome, everyone, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye.